British stand. We've got a interesting story today, as you can read there in the title. Schools have been forced to shut down due to security threats, and actually, the Metropolitan Police and Scotland Yard have been called in to help out with this in particular incident. Now, this story takes us to Northern Ireland yet again. Obviously, yesterday, of course, I shared some glorious footage of Catholics and Protestants coming together in Belfast unanimously to protest against the mass immigration or mass illegal immigration within the country of Northern Ireland. As stated, this incident takes us to Northern Ireland once again, as 9 schools have been forced to shut today due to security threats. As always, guys, we'll break it down, go through what we currently know, but as always with the UK, as you know, when you get police statements and all these kind of things, a lot of things are fairly vague, so it leaves you wondering what the actual security threats actually were. But regardless, I'll go through what information we've been given, and then we can have a conversation afterwards. So do get involved in the live chat, and of course, get involved, or hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all of that jazz. So this is what we know thus far. So 9 schools in Northern Ireland were targeted by threatening messages via email. Schools in Northern Ireland have been forced to close over security concerns, as the police service of Northern Ireland enlisted the support of Scotland Yard to investigate the appalling threats. PSNI have been working with the Met Police in London after concerning emails were sent to schools in County Fermanagh, County Tyrone and County Antrim. In a statement, the force said it had received reports on Monday of an email sent to some schools in Enniskillen, Strabane and Ballycastle. I'm sorry for my horrendous pronunciation there. They added, as a result of this email, we are conducting inquiries and in liaising with the schools in question and also with the Metropolitan Police in London. Following this, it was said in a social media post by Strabane School, Holy Cross College in County Tyrone, revealed that the school had been closed down due to security concerns. They said, any children already en route, we would ask that parents make arrangements to collect them. We will update you all as soon as possible this morning. Cross and Passion College in Ballycastle shared a similar message on their Facebook account. Now, in Erskine, the spokesman said that there was threats against 9 schools and are to be unequivocally condemned. Erskine added that the threats were unacceptable and had no place in today's society. They said, targeting schools, places of learning, personal growth and friendship for young people is particularly reprehensible. No child should have their education disrupted in this manner, and no family should have to endure the fear and uncertainty caused by such reckless actions. Jim Allister, the North Antrim MP and TUV leader, also labelled the situation as appalling. He added, I trust the police to get on top of this situation quickly, and that the concerns of the parents, staff and pupils can be allayed. Now, a spokesman of the Education Authority confirmed it was aware of reports regarding an email sent to schools, but declined to comment any further. So that's kind of all we've got so far, but it's something that's fairly serious. Now, as you can read there, 9 schools, and I've got the list of the schools for you to have a little look at that have been shut down, so you can go through them yourself. So 9 schools in Northern Ireland forced to shut down today due to security concerns after receiving emails. Now, as stated in the intro, as always within the United Kingdom, you're kind of given half a story, especially in the early stages. There's no indication on what these threats actually were. They just simply said security threats, appalling, and all of these buzzwords and keywords to describe it being very, very serious. And the Northern Irish Police have had to get help from Scotland Yard, and the Met Police are now investigating this situation. So it's something very serious if the Northern Irish Police can't deal with it themselves and have to, of course, get a helping hand from Scotland Yard to investigate on what is going on. So I suppose any guesses on where that security threat has actually came from? I'm starting to see different theories, of course, coming through in the live chat on what these security threats could be. However, as always in the United Kingdom, we are like mushrooms. We're in the dark. We don't ever really know, and you don't get the full picture. Now, I've tried to do some digging, tried to get into some sort of Facebook groups as well, just having a little nose around. And again, many people have been kind of shut out with regard to the information. However, whilst we're live, I will keep you up to date if any more developments come from this, but totally concerning. And of course, it takes a lot, what was entailed in these emails that were being sent to this school for them to have to shut the place down. That being 9 schools, by the way. So, yeah. Truly concerning stuff coming from Northern Ireland. Now, again, I was just praising Northern Ireland the other day. I saw some magnificent scenes, of course, in Belfast yesterday. Something that's unprecedented, I suppose. Protestants and Catholics coming together in Northern Ireland, in Belfast, hand in hand. The tricolour, the Union Jack, side by side as the people came together in the city to protest against mass illegal immigration or mass migration in general. And again, a brilliant turnout from the people in Belfast as well. So if you haven't already seen that footage, we did a video on it yesterday. So after this live stream, go check it out. It's fantastic to watch and something that I've not seen in my lifetime. And certainly, I've kind of got links to not Northern Ireland as such, but Scotland. Of course, everybody knows who I support in terms of teams. So I do know how deep-rooted and the hatred is absolutely there from people in that thing. So to see that is really unprecedented. Now, coming back to the security concerns in the school, I do want to see what you guys are thinking in the live chat. As I said, you can sometimes give me things to go off and bring up really good points. So I'm interested to see what maybe people think this security threat could be based on the information we've been given and the 9 schools being closed down. So let's have a little look, shall we? Sam says it's most likely a bomb threat as usual. Now, of course, Northern Ireland being, I suppose, is his history. Some would say that, of course, Northern Ireland, sometimes it could be one of 2 things. But again, it's not something that we've really heard a long time in terms of stuff from down the south of Ireland or, particular groups with different ideologies, and that's something from the 90s. I don't live in Northern Ireland. I don't know if it's still going on as such, but I don't think that would be the case. However, again, it's still very early, and I can't necessarily speculate. I'm seeing some things come from people saying Putin, people saying Russia, people saying this, and then of course you've got your isolated incidents, as we have to use the terms these days. In terms of the emails as well. Isolated incidents. Brian Jones says, our children are not safe at school or going to and from it, for God's sakes. Yes. I reported on the story yesterday, and whilst it wasn't a school day, a primary school, of course, was infiltrated by a gang of youths. Someone was hosting their party at the primary school on a Saturday evening in a private event, and the scenes from there, by the way, is mental. It was crazy. I couldn't believe what we were watching. And to be fair, that was, I got a lot of stick in the comments, believe it or not. People said that I was jumping the gun and stating that no mainstream media news was reporting on it. So people were saying that I was making it up. And I was like, no, we're just really early, and none of the mainstream media wanted to report on it. Then I woke up the next day, and then, of course, it was filled. All of the mainstream rags, of course, got onto the story following that. So, I did take a lot of criticism last night from a lot of people. The video did blow up. However, we were on it early, which was quite good to see. But still, BBC Sky News not reporting on the actual incident that happened, of course, in Essex at Elm Park. Shocking scenes, by the way. Brian Jones says IRA and are old and finished. The problem now is Islam. You don't really hear anything about IRA these days, to be fair. The IRA doesn't, again, I can't, people from Northern Ireland can probably speak about it more than me, but certainly in the media and all of these kind of things, I don't really hear too much coming from Northern Ireland with regard to IRA or any of these kind of things anymore. Martin Letts makes a very, very good point there, Martin, and something I probably should have looked at, actually. He said that it's not sectarian. The schools are from both sides of the Northern Ireland political spectrum. So that's a very good point. Now, as I said, I got a list of the schools, of the 9 schools, of course, that were closed. So if you're looking at it there, I mean, fairly... As I said, you can see for yourself and potentially do all of your research, but you're seeing Holy Cross, which would probably insinuate that's a Catholic. That I would say that's a Catholic school. If I had to guess, that's not a fact. I'm just guessing, I suppose. And then Cross and Passion would say probably Catholic, but it looks like it's from loads of different areas. So that's a very, very good point, by the way. So for those maybe thinking it could be sectarian, then that's probably rubbish, because it is from both. The schools are from both sides of the Northern Irish political spectrum. So yeah, that's a very good point. Chris Dank says this is happening because both sides of Northern Ireland are now starting to stand together, which is absolutely fantastic to see. I think a lot of the patriots within Northern Ireland, people that have lived in the country all their days, are starting to actually see what is the real threat to their country and what's bringing down down to it. So if you hadn't seen it, it was fantastic scenes. It really was, from Northern Ireland and Belfast yesterday. Something that I've not seen, never seen. And people older than me that would have remembered what happened at the Troubles, probably people would have been shocked just to see the tricolour and the Union Jack side by side in Belfast, of all places. So yeah, really, really powerful. Really, really powerful, and it hasn't got the coverage that it deserved. I've got the clips myself, but in terms of mainstream media reporting on it, something so big coming together, it's unprecedented. But you won't get that from the mainstream media because it's far right. If you're complaining about illegal immigration within your country, you're deemed as far right. So then all of a sudden the mainstream media don't want to pick up on such a beautiful story because of what they believe is racist and far right and all that garbage. So yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a blackout from the parade. I mean, probably Irish publicists have picked up on the story, but our mainstream media, that would have been front page news if that was happening before, or if it was happening in different circumstances. I see a lot of people just tuning in. I'm just going to round up, guys, just to conclude as people are just tuning in anyway. So essentially, 9 schools in Northern Ireland, and as we found out, from different sides of the political spectrum, so it rules out sectarian, have had to shut down due to security threats. The Metropolitan Police and Scotland Yard have now been called in to investigate the situation. But essentially, the schools had received some emails, and they were quite serious, shocking threats. But we currently don't know what those threats were, who they were from. So we're just kind of having a conversation, trying to rule things out. And one of the guys in the chat made a really, really good point about the schools that were shut, because everyone's thinking Northern Ireland, oh, well, could it be the IRA, all these kind of things? But it was from all different sides of the political spectrum. So it rules that out entirely. So you're kind of looking at potentially, well, what could it be in terms of the security threat at question? And obviously, everyone's got their different theories. I think we all kind of are on the same page. But again, in this day and age, you can't speculate within the United Kingdom. So it's always problematic. But either way, guys, I will update you as more developments come out a little bit later on. As I stated, if there's any more information on who these security threats came from, who these emails came from, forcing these schools to shut down, then I'll be sure I'll be here to update you. But right now, we're left in the dark, as we always are, given half a story and then left to try and put the pieces put pieces together ourselves. So yeah, that's it. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. A short live stream today, and again, I'll be here if there's any more breaking news later on the day. But thank you so much for the support here on British Down. We're closing in on 200,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already, do hit the old subscribe button, hit the like button. If you're a patriot, whether that's Irish, British, we cover it all, guys. We all fight for the same sort of the same things in life. So if you are new, do subscribe and join our fast-growing community. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.